Okay, good afternoon, this is Lynx. In the last video I shared a little bit of some of my past experience in the New Age where things kind of went a little off the track. And there was a very strong response from that. So I thought that I would do a video here. 6 pieces of popular New Age advice that from my experience are toxic. And the reason that I'm always so advocating for practicality on this page and in my work and in working with folks is that, unfortunately, when I started out in all of this stuff, I fell prey to some of these concepts that not only left me struggling, but left me very unhappy, trapped, feeling judged, feeling, and basically with no practical way to get out of it. So the reason I'm always about practicality and about be very careful, you know, what you listen to is because some of the stuff that's out there that is being taught to people as laws and as the way the universe works actually keeps them stuck or trapped or delusional, or worse. There's worse. So these are, from my experience, 6 pieces of popular New Age advice that are toxic. And I've been in this business for 20 years, and I've seen popular psychics come and go. And you know, I always see the new crop of popular psychics come, and they always say the same stuff. It's been the same things that they've been saying for these last, this is the way it's got to be, and then they disappear, and then a new crop comes up and they say the same, oh, this is it. Not really based in any teachings, not based in any lineage, not based in any proven lineage of success. There are quite a few lineages out there that actually produce things like enlightenment and peace of mind. For example, things like Qigong and yoga, and there's some other practices out there that actually help at least bring people greater fulfillment, greater success, and greater calm. And in my experience, these 6 things are anathema to that. So the first one, psychics, the belief that psychics can balance your chakras from a distance, or that you can balance your chakra by looking at cards, so that you just look at the right card, or you wear the right bracelet, or you wear the, you pay the psychic and he's gonna by phone balance your chakras. That is not how chakras work. As a matter of fact, there is so much misinformation out there about chakras that it's shocking. If you're interested in balancing your chakras or getting to know your chakras, they are part of you. They are part of your energy system. And they are not something that you pray that something comes down and fixes for you. They're something that you actually have to start to get to know. And so I would like to reiterate what I said earlier. If you're interested in understanding your chakras, take a class in Qigong. Take some yoga. Yoga can affect them. And through some of these physical practices, which are also meditations, you can start to at least become aware of those pieces of your energy system. But believing that a psychic can, on the phone, or the psychic's going to tell you this chakra's out and they're going to balance it for you, or they're going to pray and it's going to balance, that's something that's going to leave you probably, most likely, unsatisfied. There are ways that an individual can actually work on another through bioetheric healing methods to actually work with and actually heal, spin the chakra, make the chakra, and to test the chakra to see if it's out. But they can physically show you if someone is actually trained in how to do bioetheric healing, they can actually show you that the chakra's out and show you how it's out, and you'll actually see it. and then they can show you what it's like after they fix it. So, but this whole, I'm going to talk to you on the phone and then your chakras are going to be healed, that's, again, that's one of the toxic beliefs. The second toxic belief, or the second toxic bit of New Age advice, is that you have to be on some other person's diet to be psychic or to be happy, or especially when it doesn't fit your body type or your energy. There's different energy types. There's 5 different energy types, and I'm not talking about Vedic healing. I'm saying there are 5 different energy types, and different people have different energy types, and they have different body types because of that. And to expect everyone to be emaciated and thin is not really realistic and or healthy. Also, to say that you can only be on this particular diet to be psychic or to be spiritual is toxic. And now, I'm not talking about people who recommend that you drink more water, which is a good idea, or someone who says, hey, you know, these supplements have really been helping me, or I've tried this diet and it works. Give it a try. But someone who says you have to be on this diet to be psychic, or something like that, that's toxic. I would say if you want to be psychic, it's a good idea to drink water, and to eliminate habits that aren't good for you. But to say that, you know, you have to be a raw foodist, or you have to be this or that, and like I told you in the last video, I fell prey to that one, and it was BS, frankly. The next one is that you should force yourself to be with someone who causes you pain, either because they're your twin flame, or someone who advises you that it's your purpose in life to suffer. This is an extremely toxic bit of advice that's being given to people, and I remember years ago reading a very famous psychic at the time's bestseller that had been published by one of these, you know, major publishers that they really aren't interested in enlightenment. They're interested in selling books. That's it. And one of the things this particular psychic said was there were certain people that actually came here to suffer. It was their purpose to suffer. That was the core of who they were, to suffer. And I got to tell you, that's a really good way to screw people up. Because all you need is someone to see that or to hear that who's not having a good time, and suddenly they think life is meaningless or purposeless, or their purpose is to suffer, and they can adopt that identity. They can literally hypnotize themselves to be in that trance, and that their whole life can align to that. So anyone that tells you that you have to be with someone who makes you feel bad because it's your destiny, or that it's your purpose to be here and suffering because that's who you are, because the universe loves you and you're supposed to suffer, that's toxic. So be aware of that one. Here's a one I like to see. Depression means that you're ascending. Depression is a sign that something's not right, and you're probably not living by who you are. And to assume that you are ascending because of it is a good way to elicit delusion in people. So when you're not feeling well, when you're depressed, when there's something else going on there, and it's probably your mind telling you that something's off, something's not right. It's probably telling you that you're not feeling relevant. And in this case, it could actually be your diet. It could be your organs that are off. It could be something physical. But to tell someone that they're ascending because of it, that's a really good way to keep people stuck in a place, because then what they tell their mind, they could tell their mind that when I'm depressed, it means I'm ascending, and then they could start to initiate more periods of depression in their life because they've told themselves that that's a sign that they're ascending. It's very irresponsible to tell people that. Along with that, the 5th piece of popular New Age advice that's toxic is enlightenment just happens. It's just something you open up to, and then it just happens. Nowhere in any of the ancient lineages that actually produced enlightenment, and there were actual signs and indicators of enlightenment, nowhere did anyone instruct anyone to just open up and then it just happened. There were certain practices and certain things that could actually initiate enlightenment in someone if given by a master. However, to just say that if they shop at Whole Foods and they have a Gaia account that they're going to be enlightened is naive at best. And again, it's a possibility of initiating delusion in people to believe that they're actually you know, enlightened when they're actually just telling themselves a fairy tale. Now, I'm all for people researching and learning and growing and going on a path to discovery, but to assume that just because you're all of a sudden enlightened, well, look into what the ancients said enlightenment was and what the indicators were, and see if you actually are exhibiting those particular qualities, and if anyone ever just got them by, hey, I'm enlightened now. And then here's the last one. This is number 6, and this one's really dangerous. This can cause a lot of problems. The universe is only love. It's all love. And if you just open up yourself to the love, it will come to you. Now, let me tell you how foolish this is. This is like telling a young woman who's a virgin to go to a nightclub, scantily dressed, and just be open to whatever comes, and that whoever approaches her will have the best intentions for her. The universe consists partially of this world we live in. And if you want to talk about the universe and all that is, well, this that we live in is part of all that is. And anyone who has their eyes open at all can see that not everything in this world has the best interests of everyone else at any moment. And there's no reason in any realistic light to teach people that just because someone dies that suddenly they change, or the spirits change after the fact and become all good and all wonderful and all loving. There is light and there is dark in this world, and to just open up and assume that whatever's going to come is going to be light is again, it's like walking into a nightclub or going into a chat room and assuming that the person who tells you that he's a celebrity is actually the celebrity without giving it any other forethought. Again, it's naive at best. Now, like I said, I've seen these particular toxic bits of advice coming from quote-unquote psychics for a very long time. And for those of you who work as psychics, a lot of you guys call me and you're very frustrated by some of this stuff that people call you saying, hey, well, why am I not feeling better because I'm ascending, because I'm depressed, or why is my twin flame not coming back to me? And you guys are very frustrated by this, and I understand why, because this advice that's being sold to people is actually keeping them in some not so nice places. And I'll tell you from experience that if you follow these, that you're likely at some point to be, like I said, at the very least disappointed. I'm Lucky Lynx, as always, wishing you success and good fortune in all that you do. I hope that this gives you a little, maybe, insight into some things that maybe don't have your best interest at heart. If you're interested in getting a reading from me, or in taking a virtual class from me, because I have a class in playing cards, I have a class in tarot, I have a class in crystal ball reading, I have a Lenormand class, and I have a class in how to read Mexican Loteria. If you're interested in taking one of the classes or in scheduling a reading from me, I have clients all over the world and students all over the world. You can contact me 779-302-8009. Or you can email me at conjurehope@gmail.com. Now, if you like these videos and you want to see them continue to come, please feel free to donate. I'm going to put my PayPal and my Venmo below, and feel free to donate. I have to say, the donations that I've gotten from people are extremely generous. Astonishing what people have donated, and I am very grateful to all of you who've donated. Thank you very much. And remember, not all the advice out there is the best advice, and use your discernment, use your experience, and use this little list I gave you as a little guide on what might be toxic. And remember, just because you saw it in a book, just because you saw it in a video, it doesn't necessarily mean that it's true.